Today on CCX News, a difficult anniversary for the city of Brooklyn Center, remembering a shooting that changed the city forever. Hello, and thanks for joining us. Today marks 4 years since Daunte Wright was shot in Brooklyn Center during a traffic stop, and the fallout is still being felt at City Hall. The Brooklyn Center City Council planned a series of police reforms after Wright was shot in 2021. One of those measures was to form a Community Safety and Violence Prevention Committee. The council still hasn't agreed on what that should look like, and it could potentially be repealed. The council will revisit the issue in a work session on Monday. School lunch isn't what it used to be. A lot has changed from the type of food served to the students who eat the meals. In this edition of School Spotlight, we meet the kitchen staff at Brooklyn Center Community Schools who bring the diverse flavors of home to the lunchroom table.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Inside the Brooklyn Center Elementary School Cafe,
Okay, I tip a little bit of water in here.
Novelette Murray is making sure things come out
There you go.
just right.
We're going to put all the vegetables in there.
The jerk chicken she's making
Just going to stir it a little bit.
doesn't come from some cookbook.
This is a Jamaican dish. I'm from the islands. I'm from Jamaica, and I love to bless people with my cooking.
She's not the only one at Brooklyn Center Schools with offshore roots.
We have a real diverse student body. We try to make them feel seen, so they're not just getting, kind of the basic Americanized food every day. They're seeing some variety.
Ben Hansen is food service manager at Brooklyn Center Schools. He says the jerk chicken they're serving today isn't their first foray into fresh food.
We try to look at the menu and see what we can make from scratch. We want to do as little processed foods as possible.
It takes a lot longer to make something fresh than it does to heat something frozen.
It starts probably 2-3 days before we serve the meal.
But that extra work is paying off as kids sit down to eat.
Oh, we've gotten great feedback. They've been saying they love it from the students, from the staff.
And good food can mean something outside the lunchroom.
When you're eating healthier, scratch cooking, you feel better. We want these kids to succeed throughout the day.
Okay.
But back in the kitchen, the labor of love continues for Novelette.
The children are our future, so we got to take care of the little ones.
The district surveys students to hear what fresh meals they like and which ones they want to see next. A local nonprofit is celebrating a new home. African Career Education and Resources, better known as ACER, held its grand opening Thursday. It's moved to a new building in the Shingle Creek Center Strip Mall in Brooklyn Center. ACER provides services to African immigrants. The new home features space for its diverse clients who need to work remotely, as well as a conference room for meetings.
We have many folks who have home-based businesses and they don't necessarily want to take a meeting in their home or in a coffee shop, and so they can use the small conference room or meeting desks or the cafe area to meet with any of their clients.
According to ACER, the northwest suburbs are home to an estimated 45,000 African immigrants. ACER provides its space free of charge to help assist immigrant-run businesses. A successful Maple Grove brewery and tap room is making changes to its business model. OMNI Brewing is seeking state approval to switch from a small brewer to a brew pub. The distinction will allow OMNI to expand its food menu and allow it to serve wine, which it makes at another facility. The founders of the company say they expect this to be a trend across the state as breweries and tap rooms evolve.
It allows OMNI to have multiple tap room locations, so if we wanted to add another location, we could. We are no longer distributing beer, but it also means we can't distribute beer anymore, as we're now be licensed as a brew pub instead of a brewery.
The license change is expected to take effect before May 1st. Meanwhile, a spring tradition, one with ancient roots, returns to Maple Grove this weekend. This one features goats, live music, and something called beer poking. Dusty Scholl taps into OMNI Brewing's Bock Party.
Saturday, we'll have our Bock Party, kind of our annual kickoff to spring celebration. And with that comes a lot of fun things. So we'll have live goats. You'll be able to feed them and pet them. We'll have beer poking. That's going to caramelize that beer and kind of give off some different notes.
This is just an iron rod. We just heated it up. So we're going to dunk it in the beer. and that's gonna flash caramelize a lot of these residual sugars left in the beer. It's gonna make a sweeter, maltier, almost smoky toasted marshmallow flavor. They've been doing it for probably thousands of years in Germany and Europe, and yeah, it's a very old tradition.
Then we'll have our Bock beer release, which we found out last year won an Untapped award for the Bock beer category here in Minnesota. So we're really excited to bring that back for the community. Just be a fun day. We're hoping for some good weather and hoping to see the community out here.
The OMNI Brewing Block Party, complete with a live goat petting zoo, runs all day on Saturday with festivities starting at noon. Finally, this segment, a story about love in its many different forms. Oh God, do I have a fever? Oh God, things are starting to swirl. Cross Community Players is putting on a production of The Bridges at Madison County at the Plymouth Playhouse. Set in small-town Iowa, the story explores the roads we travel and the bridges we dare to cross.
There's lots of questions that will be brought up in everybody's mind. What would I have done? Whose side am I on? What am I thinking? And I think that it'll bring up a lot of thoughts in other people's own lives.
It's just a raw and real show. I think that the raw talent that we have in the show is something that in itself is worth coming to see.
The show is not appropriate for young children. Performances run through Sunday. Tickets are available online at crossplayers.org or at the door.
The Wayzata and Champlin Park boys lacrosse teams each had strong seasons last spring, with both losing in their respective section finals. The Trojans and Rebels met Thursday in this season's opener. Chaz Moots has highlights.
Champlin Park coming off a 13-4 season from a year ago. Wayzata ranked 8th in the state in the preseason rankings. Slow start from both teams. The first goal of the game came from Thor Sukup 8 minutes in. Wayzata led 2-0 after 1. In the second, Trojans got going. Ethan Weatherford on the man advantage goes low for the score. Rebels answer back. Zarek Kokar, tough shot, beat 2 Trojan defenders and the keeper for the goal. But with 11 seconds left in the half, Wayzata's Cullen Brits with a great individual effort as well. He splits a couple defenders for the goal. Trojans up at the break 6-1. The second half started how the first half ended. Another goal from Brits. Brits led the Trojans with 5 points in the game. Champlin Park responds. Ethan Savold cuts middle for the score. Nice feed from Gavin Bosch. The Trojans offense was tough to stop though. Bennett Brown spin and shot into the net, one of his 3 goals on the night for a hat trick. Ryder Alstead, he also netted a hat trick, a nice cut and pass from Weatherford. That goal put the Trojans up 10-2 in the third. Wayzata would score 3 more in the fourth quarter and get a 13-2 season opening win on the road. In Brooklyn Park, Chaz Moots, CCX Sports.
The boys' tennis season is getting cranked up. 2 local squads met up in a non-conference match Thursday. Champlin Park hosting Hopkins on a cool afternoon for boys' tennis. First singles, Champlin Park's Vincent Pham in the near court against Ted Strasburg. Pham with a nice lob over Strasburg to take the point. But after a slow start, Strasburg takes over. A couple of nice backhands here and Pham can't get the second return over. Strasburg wins 6-3, 6-1 for the Royals. Second singles, and Mason Tomanek serves for Hopkins to Mitchell Palmer. Some nice angled shots by each, and then good hustle for Tomanek to earn the point. He wins 6-1, 6-3. Third singles, and Riley Schultz of the Rebels serves. A nice backhand return sets up a volley winner for Nico Hutton. He wins 7-5, 6-3 as Hopkins sweeps the singles. To number 1 doubles, Matt Bartholet and Henry Leibel of Hopkins in the near court. They beat Will Larson and Seamus O'Brien of Champlin Park in straight sets. Hopkins also sweeps the doubles matches to score a 7-0 win over Champlin Park. It's an exciting season for local boys volleyball teams as the sport is in its first spring of high school league sanctioned competition. Armstrong and Champlin Park went head-to-head this week. Champlin Park hosting Armstrong in the newly sanctioned high school league sport of boys volleyball. Armstrong takes the lead in set 1 as Sebastian Valtierrez hammers it home. It's 10-9 Falcons. But the Rebels win a close one. Eric Lohr gets the kill on set point as Champlin Park pulls out a 25-22 win in the first. Armstrong again starts well in set two. Bram Hatteen gets the block as the Falcons jump out to an 11-6 lead. Champlin Park storms back though. The strong attack is dug up, but the overpass sets up Mo Jallo for the kill on a 20-17 lead. The Rebels win set two 25-21. Armstrong alum Randy Davis coaching the Falcons and Champlin Park grad Sammy Hilly coaching the Rebels. Lohr with a roll shot to the middle for Champlin Park as they lead 12-10 in the third. Armstrong again led early, but this one isn't quite as close as Champlin Park hits the sweep 25-22, 21, and 14 for their third win. Jay Wilcox, CCX Sports.
Find more prep sports games and highlights at ccxmedia.org and follow us on social media.